Welcome to r/Entitled People, where we share stories from your lives about people who think the rules don't apply to them, and they should get what they want. Thank you, friends, for subscribing to the channel, and for so many likes. And today we have 3 great stories, so subscribe, hit the like button, and let's begin. The first story. I sued Karen for telephone credit fraud and won. She owes me £1,000. The second story. Entitled presidents of the HOA took the plates off the company's van and called a tow truck for it. They were immediately arrested and we sued them. The first story is, entitled so-called friend tarnished my credit score. Had to go to court. So now I've been to court proceedings for this, now I can tell you my horrible experience of entitled people. Mainly someone I thought I could trust. Let's call this entitled person Karen. So me and Karen were friends for a while. She claimed she was disabled, so she would get me to come over every single day, clean and get food for her. The amount of money she owes me for miscellaneous stuff, which isn't even a quarter of what she owes me for this experience, I'm going to tell you. So Karen had a broken phone. Surprise, surprise, as she has a vile temper. So I went home one night and she called me to say that her phone was unusable, and was getting quite aggressive over it. I said she could get her phone fixed. She said no, and that she wanted a new phone, mainly being a really expensive phone at the time. Samsung Galaxy S8. She was looking at contracts and was saying, "Oh, I can't get it out for myself. Can you get it out for me in your name and I'll pay the payments of £44 every month?" Considering my phone was secondhand, on a cheap SIM-only contract and couldn't afford this phone contract myself, I was really reluctant to get it out for her, but she persuaded me that she would pay the payments every month, so I reluctantly agreed. Big mistake number 1. So the next day we went out and got the contract and phone out. She was beaming with excitement, always saying thank you and telling people how amazing I was for getting this phone out for her. I was quite proud of the fact that indeed it was a nice phone, that I was making someone happy. I'm a people pleaser, which is a big mistake number 2. So 2 days later she changed the direct debit details to come out of her own bank account and informed me of this. Remember this because this will be handy near the end. So I was in a long distance relationship with my partner, and we would see each other every 2 weeks and always do nice fun things together. Karen did not like this one bit. So my partner came over for the Christmas period to spend time together, and before New Year she wanted to speak to me. She was yelling at me for my partner inviting her and her boyfriend to fireworks for New Year, and was making horrible accusations about me and my past. I got really upset and went home with my partner. Me and my partner had a lovely New Year's together, and he eventually went home afterwards. She texted me asking me to come over, and when I went over, I was the mouse, and she was the bloody cat. Shouting all these accusations about me and my partner, and saying that I was an SH friend, I walked out. And as I was leaving, she said I'll pay for the contract, but we're done and I never went back. Scroll now to 3 months later. I moved away to be with my partner and was getting my life sorted. I got a call from the mobile provider. They said that there is outstanding payments on Karen's contract. The contract was restricted, and the only payment that had been made was a payment that I made. I had debt collection agencies was chasing me for money a month previous, which I actually thought was for my own internet contract, as I was struggling to make ends meet at one point. I was shocked. She has not paid a single penny. Nothing. I was angry, upset, just thinking of my own financial situation. I said that I will sort out the outstanding and I'll be in contact. My partner was so cross that he actually messaged Karen's boyfriend and was saying that she hadn't made any payments, and also some home truths. Karen then rang me shouting and screaming abuse at me. My partner took the phone and repeated the following: "Why haven't you paid your bill?" You had to repeat what you would say to her, but she wouldn't stop screaming. Then she stopped and said, "Why should I pay for it when I can't effing use it?" We hung up eventually and my partner got a message back saying it's your problem, not ours. So I messaged Karen back the actual reason why she can't use the phone, because she made no payments for the phone. So I had been in contact for over a month with the mobile provider, sorting out this bloody contract and got the phone blacklisted. Remember this also, this will become very handy, and I sorted the early termination fees and outstandings. Karen now owed me near to $1,000 at this point. I was in contact with Citizens Advice and the police. This was a civil matter, and had to give a chance to pay me back before I took it further. I wrote a civil letter stating about the phone contract that she owed me £766.26, and she could pay me £100 a month, back to repay me, and if she failed to pay me back or respond to the letter, this would be taken to court. I had the letter sent in recorded delivery, so I would know when she would receive the letter. A day after I sent it, she contacted me. Messages galore. She said that I was mad that she would be able to pay back £100 a month as she was now pregnant. No offense, but her pregnancy count is now in the 20s, and she was younger than me. I was 25 and she was 22. I said okay, then pay me £50 a month. No, that was too steep as well, considering I had paid nearly £800 in a space of 3 months. I said okay, pay me £25 a month, anything is good. Don't really want it to go to court, but I won't have a choice if you don't pay. She agreed to £25 a month, considering this would take her over 3 years to pay back. I said okay, I'll send a contract down for you to sign, and I need that back in 7 days. She said okay. I thanked her for this, being so civil, and ended it there. A week later, no contract back, so I contacted her where the contract is. She just said, I'm away so I won't be able to send it on time. I said okay, I'll give you another 7 days to send it back. Did she? F no. I contacted her again, and this time I got nothing back, so I had no choice at this point. So here goes court proceedings. We had an interest on, postage, and the court fee we had to pay to start the proceedings. She completely denied the fact that she owed me this money, claimed it was a gift, and claimed that I was the reason she miscarried for all the stress. Oh, that made me push further for a win. I got all the evidence I needed from the mobile provider, including the fact the payment details were changed 2 days after the contract was made, and the account details for that. 2 folders later of just paperwork, I sent them to both the court and to Karen. Got nothing from Karen. The hearing was approaching, however she claimed that she was again pregnant 2 months after she miscarried, and claimed that the court should be adjourned as she was high risk. They adjourned it 2 days before the hearing was meant to be going ahead. We was planning to drive 200 miles for this, and now again out of pocket for accommodation. She was told by court that she had to prove that she was not allowed to attend because of her pregnancy. They gave her 2 weeks, and they and myself received nothing. The judge was having none of it now, and made a new hearing date, which was yesterday. She was also given another chance to send evidence. She sent a half-written statement totally denying my statements and evidence, considering she now had mine for 4 months now. So that pushed me even more to get more evidence to back myself up from her claims in court. We waited again for phone calls for adjournments, but they said no. We ain't adjourning again. Thank God. So we went down 200 miles to court, stayed at a pretty nice hotel, and got the receipt for that so we could claim. So court date arrived. I was so nervous to see her. This was bad. We arrived at the court and we were ready. Me and my partner was called in and the judge said, I'm sure that you're aware that Karen won't be attending today. Nope, we weren't aware, but thank F. She asked me questions about my statement and said that the payment details were in fact changed 2 days after the contract was made. She asked for the paperwork, and I gave her the email I got from the mobile provider, confirming it, and the matching numbers to the ending account number and sort code. Of course they were Karen's, even though she's purposely changed her bank to spite me. She asked a few more questions and asked if there was anything I would like to add. Oh yes, so I said I would like to deny her claim of myself, abusing her over the phone, as you can tell from my messages discussing payment. I was fair and very reasonable. She asked us to leave the room, while she made her decision. At this point my whole body shook. Eventually we both got called back and she made her decision. She said, I'm dissatisfied with the defendant's statement, claiming this was a gift, as the payment details were in fact changed 2 days after the contract was made. I am, however, satisfied that you got this out for her on the condition that she would pay the amount every month, so therefore I'm ruling in your favor. Cue happy tears and celebration. So I was awarded the judgment of the full debt, including interest, court fees, accommodation, and fuel, which then made £766.26 into about £1,106. Karen now has to pay in 14 days or I can take this to bailiffs. Oh, about the phone. Remember I said it was blacklisted? Well, Karen's boyfriend tried selling the phone, and is now banned from the store for life. That year worth of abuse and court stress is now over, and my credit score is now tarnished. Now the chasing starts. Karma's a bee. Sorry this is so long, but I can finally tell my experience. Add on, I do admit what I did was stupid and very idiotic, and learned a very expensive lesson, but there was an actual agreement between myself and Karen. That's the part I had to prove to the court, and that's what I exactly did. So I've been talking to some of the mutual friends that me and Karen had. As like with me, they got screwed over too by her. They told me that she's been caught for fraud for counsel, benefit cheating, and in huge debt, and we're looking to go through the high court to chase this money from the same bailiff's company as the TV show. Can't pay, we'll take it away. But they also told me something really disgusting and disturbing. So about 2 years ago, she was living with me for a bit, and we had the mutual friends over. She and our mutual friends was taking drugs, and she knew that I would only stick to drink, as I told her numerous of times that because of my past experience with my eldest brother taking drugs, I would not do it. Anyway, I was drinking just alcohol and was so out of it that I couldn't go to work the next day, thinking I was just a lightweight. But they've told me recently that the drinking wasn't the case of me being out of it. Karen had been bragging to them months ago that she purposely spiked my drink with ecstasy that night and never told me. I'm fuming and my partner has now reported it to the police for investigation, as we've got witnesses, and spiking someone's drink can be a prison sentence of 10 years. What a nice friend she was. The second story is, just found out an employee of mine has an HOA. I work for a medical supply company. About 6 months ago, a new guy, we'll call him Joe, started working for me. Now our company does home deliveries of medications and medical supplies for the elderly. During the day, about 10 drivers take our Ford Connect vans and do deliveries, and then they rotate who takes their van home and is on call overnight. So 2 weeks ago, I finally felt comfortable letting Joe be on call, for us. He took the van home, did 1 or 2 runs that night, and the next morning he came in and said he could not be on call anymore. As it's part of the job, I told him if he wanted to still work with us, he would have to do this in a regular rotation. Fast forward 2 weeks and I get a call from our local police department. They're over his house with him, a tow truck and this old lady and her husband. The van had its plates removed, and someone has called the tow company to have it removed from the driveway. Luckily, our vans are equipped with security cams, since they contain controlled substances and all. One quick look at that shows this old man taking plates off of our van. Needless to say, he ended up getting arrested that night, and after some further conversation with Joe, he told me they were the Fuhrer and VP of the HOA. They had told him last time he brought the van home that it was in violation of some code about commercial vehicles, and if he brought it back they would have issues. He said they've also fined him for having different color temperature lights in his house than the $4,300 required, and for allowing his kids to play in their front yard. Long story short, I'm typing this from the BMV, since they never did give me the plates back. I hope the old man is still in the Gray Bar Hotel. Wonder how much having a felon in your neighborhood decreases property value. Update. First off, I can't stress this enough, but Joe's HOA is not really my problem. But given that I got dragged out of bed at 1 a.m. last night to deal with this crap, and spent half my day dealing with the government getting our vans new plates, I figured this guy's gonna get it. We're a rather large hospital chain, and have a sizable legal department, who currently has a light caseload. I sent all the details to them, and they're sending Mr. and Mrs. Fuhrer a bill for the plates, and 6 hours of billable time at $100 an hour, as well as making sure our local PD and courts follow up with all the charges against Little Hitler. Should be interesting to see the tables turned on someone who loves to find and mess with people. I hope you enjoyed these stories. Hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, and turn on all notifications. Have a good day!